Renzo, it is my
Hi.
turn to start this episode with a question.
Oh, I'm scared already. Let's go.
Before the question, this is just a Spanish phrase, and we are
News and So Spanish, but in this podcast, we're coming to you in English to break down common Spanish expressions. That's why we call it just a Spanish phrase.
And today's expression has a lot to do with the question I'm about to ask Renzo.
Mm.
How much time do you spend on the internet per day?
You always are coming in with the hard truths. I don't know the numbers. I'm sure I could find out because now all of our phones have that app that tracks it, but I'm afraid to find out. I'll just say too much. I'm sure it's too much.
Like all of us.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I didn't spend too much time, and then my goddaughter asked me that, and I went on the screen time, and it was like 4 hours a day. Like, oh my God.
Oh,
But
I probably do that or more.
We all do.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know anybody who doesn't. Except apparently one of the Nobel Prize winners, he hasn't been notified yet because he's hiking in the wilderness without his phone.
Is he insane?
He double reason to admire that person.
What is he going to do if he gets lost?
Well, he's never going to learn that he won a Nobel Prize.
Fair enough. Yeah. But it's true. Now, unless you're a Luddite or someone like this who's making the very smart decision to separate themselves from technology, it's around us all the time. The internet is accessible from our pockets, literally, at any time of the day. And it can be a scary place.
And the reason why I ask you is I feel entering the internet is like entrar en la boca del lobo, which
that is our expression for today.
How would you translate that?
Entrar a la boca o en la boca del lobo is literally to go into the wolf's mouth. Now, that expression, right away, it's self-explanatory. It's something ominous. It's going into a dangerous place, something that's risky, something that's dangerous. In English, we have a slightly different expression. I'm sure people listening have already thought about it. The lion's den. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Entering the lion's den. Now, in English, that is a biblical reference, but in Spanish, the origin of our expression is totally different. It's not from the Bible, it's from one of Aesop's fables.
Oh, interesting. So
let me tell you now, let's get the origin out of the way, and then we'll go back to your question about the internet and the dangers therein. So, in one of many fables by Aesop, this one is about a wolf who was very greedy, and one day he ate its meal too fast, and it got a bone stuck in its mouth. So he went around the forest asking other animals for help. But, of course, the other animals, when approached by the wolf, who's asking them to reach into its mouth to pull out the bone.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Exactly. But finally, one animal agrees. The wolf, of course, has been promising, if you help me, if you take this bone out of my throat, or probably stuck between his teeth, I don't know, I will reward you handsomely. And the crane, hesitant, of course, finally agrees to help. With its long neck and its long beak, reaches in and pulls out the bone.
She did.
Yeah, but then what
Entró
happens?
en la boca del lobo, literally. Okay.
Literally, en la boca del lobo, against all the warnings, the red flags, the danger. But then, when the crane asks the wolf for her reward, what does the wolf say?
I don't know.
Well, the wolf doesn't give the crane a reward. The wolf claims that the reward is that it didn't bite her head off. That's her reward. Walking away with her life is the reward.
You played with fire. Be thankful you didn't get burned.
Exactly. So the moral of that story is always be wary of making a deal with a crook or with someone that raises red flags.
That's a moral of the fable, but it's not necessarily the meaning of the expression, because the meaning of the expression is entering uncharted territory. It's more like entering dangerous territory.
Places
playing with fire.
Exactly. Yeah, in fact, I think playing with fire would be a really good English equivalent. The lion's den makes sense as well. So it's, yes, going somewhere that is full of risk or that could be dangerous, which is why your question about the internet is very appropriate.
Exactly, because I feel nowadays, you know how internet initially was supposed to be the place that would democratize knowledge. And now with AI, it was sold as the thing that was going to find a cure to cancer, etc. But all I read lately are articles about all the dangers. I mean, already internet, social media, etc., was like a uncharted territory, right? And
Mhm.
there's more and more studies proving how it gives you like it gives depression, anxiety. It's not a good place to be. And now with AI, I think it's becoming worse. Like yesterday, I was reading about this lady in France who gave all her life savings to Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt started talking to her saying, "Hey, I need a surgery, but I don't have the
Oh
money right now." And it
no.
was she shared all the pictures, and it was Brad Pitt's face in the hospital. And she even like broke up with her partner because she was convinced that once Brad Pitt got out of the hospital, she was going to be with him.
Oh my God.
And more you can see deepfake videos impersonating your loved ones,
Yes, yes.
family members, or famous people. So it's difficult to separate reality
It's
from
scary.
fiction. So that to me is, I think, as a society, we are entering la boca del lobo.
Sí, sí, la boca del lobo. The internet is basically la boca del lobo. And it's funny you mentioned that scam with the lady giving her life savings to Brad Pitt. I because I was just reading too that internet scams, which have always been an issue, right? Ever since the internet. And honestly, they existed. They were around before the internet, but the
Yes.
internet really catapulted them because it was such a, you know, a tool for connection. But now with AI, the US is tracking that internet scams are rising about like 20% year over year. So every year they're costing more money, they're getting more victims. I think there were like $1.5 billion in losses in
Wow.
2024. I have to double check those numbers. But also, you can't trust everything you find on the internet because it's la boca del lobo. But it really shows that AI has made it a more dangerous place.
I saw a video yesterday demonstrating how you can put any words in anybody's face, which means you
Oh,
can
and like
grab,
generate like a video of them
yes,
speaking?
generating a very believable video with somebody. You can take any political leader and make him say anything. So that it makes me think of the movie by the creator of Succession. He made a movie called, I think, Fountainhead or Mountainhead,
Mm,
where four like internet executives or four like startup like millionaires,
CEOs.
yeah,
Yeah.
CEOs, retreat into the mountains, and they're watching the news, and they're watching how fake AI generated news are creating massive protests around the
Oh.
world, because it only takes one image very believable of of an outrageous act of injustice to make people go out and
But
protest.
these characters, I'm assuming, as CEOs of tech companies, they're probably partially responsible
Yeah,
for
of
what's
course.
going
Oh
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's their own companies,
Oh,
but
that's
I'm not going to spoil the movie.
oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna watch that. But take everything with a grain of salt, I guess, is the other expression that we have to mention today, because the internet nowadays really can be a lion's den. Es como entrar.
En la boca del lobo.
And with that, with those words of caution,
We get out of the boca del lobo, and we hope to see you on the next episode. Adios.
bye.